بسم الله الرحمن الرحيم والصلاة والسلام على أشرف المرسلين. أما بعد، اليوم رانا راح نكملوا في سلسلة تعلم دروس تافل. شفنا المرة اللي فاتت الجرامر ترانسليشن ميثود اللي ركزت لنا على الريدنج والرايتنج، وهذه المرة رانا رايحين نشوفوا ميثود جديدة was used in teaching languages in the past. انتم راكم رايحين تقولوا لي علاه نشوفوا ميثود جديدة؟ علاه؟ باسكو simply the grammar translation method focused more on reading and writing and neglected pronunciation, neglected speaking and listening. So this is why. Now we're gonna move to our new method, the direct method that is abbreviated into DM. Translated into الطريقة المباشرة. The direct method هي الطريقة المباشرة. So the introduction. It appeared in the late 19th century. ظهرت لنا في أواخر القرن التاسع عشر. It is a method of teaching languages that appeared within the reform movement. هي a method of teaching languages ظهرت لنا مع الريفورم movement. وش هذا الريفورم movement? What do you mean by the reform movement? The reform movement هي a movement, appeared to fix the weaknesses that the grammar translation method did, simply. So it appeared within the reform movement. It does not translate into the student's native language. Instead, it focuses on listening and speaking. هنا في الدايركت ميثود ما نشرح نترجموا نصوص كما the grammar translation method did. ما نشرح نحفظوا الفوكاب كما grammar translation method did. هنا في الدايركت ميثود رانا رايحين فقط نسمعوا ونهضروا. نسمعوا التارجت لانجويج اللي رانا باغيين نتعلموها ونهضروها. ما كاش translation at all هنا في الدايركت ميثود. And this is guys concerning the introduction. Now the focus. As I said, it focuses on listening and speaking. On listening and speaking. Listening and speaking. Now we're gonna complete with the rest. So the goal of the direct method. So what is the goal of the direct method? The goal of the direct method is to communicate and think in the target language. How will we communicate and think in the target language? So, as long as the direct method, I have said that, it focuses on listening and speaking. So automatically, these two skills will help us as students to think in the target language without translation, simply. Now moving to the teacher learning process. So the use of pictures. You're gonna ask me, teacher, how can we, with the use of course of the direct method, teach a foreign language without translation? كيفاش نقدروا نعلموا لغة أجنبية بلا ما نترجموا؟ مستحيل. لا ماهوش مستحيل. نقدروا نعلموا لغة أجنبية بلا ما نترجموا. We can use pictures. For example, if the lesson about the fruits, and as a teacher, you are going to provide your students with some pictures, pictures of the fruits. So you're gonna, for example, pick one picture, of an apple and say this picture about an apple, or this is an apple. This is an apple. So automatically the students, are going to understand that this picture, refers to an apple. Why? Because they saw the picture, You didn't translate. You didn't say tufaha means an apple. For example, a banana means mouse. No. You are just providing them with some pictures, that show the fruits and also objects. Instead, for example, guys, instead of saying this is qalam sabura, qalam sabura, no. We say this is a marker. This is a marker. For example, this is a brush. This is a brush. Instead of saying هذه مساحة sabura, we teach them like this is a brush. We carry objects, And this is what do we mean by of pictures and objects. Now actions. For example, we walk. I say as a teacher, I am walking. I am walking. So the students automatically are going to recognize that this action means walking. Now moving to gestures. Gestures, your facial expressions, of course. For example, if you're happy, you smile. And everyone will, of course, understand that you are happy. I am happy. I am sad. So facial expressions. The use of pictures, objects, actions, gestures to teach students the target language to communicate. We're gonna complete with the rest. So Native language. So what is the language that is used in the direct method? So native language, it is not used, only the target one, okay? Only the target language. So in the direct method, we use only the target language. There is nothing school translation, as long as the direct method focuses on speaking and listening, so automatically there is not any school translation. Now moving to the grammar. The grammar is taught inductively. What do we mean by inductively? Inductively means that we understand the rule from examples. The teacher, okay, does not give us the rule, and of course, we're not going to apply the rule in tasks and exercises. We only understand the rule by ourselves from examples, okay? From those examples, we're going to understand the rule. So, reaching the rule by first looking at examples, again, is taught inductively. Reaching the rule by first looking at examples. Now, moving to the interaction. So, both teacher and the students initiate interaction. What do we mean by both teacher and the students initiate interaction? It means that the teacher asks questions, the student answers. Also, the students ask questions. The teacher and the students sometimes have some debates, okay, and so on and so forth. So the role of the students here, okay, is active, not passive as we have seen in the grammar translation method, simply. Now we're gonna move to the language areas. The direct method, okay, focuses on speaking and listening are the main skills. Writing comes after speaking. Vocabulary is more emphasized than grammar. Pronunciation is taught from the beginning. Okay, these are the language areas that the direct method focuses on. Now, moving to the advantages and disadvantages. So firstly, let us start with the advantages. Students learn to think and understand directly in a new language. It helps students to build confidence in real situations. So this is concerning the advantages. Now moving to the disadvantages. It is hard for beginners because they don't understand anything at first. It takes more time to explain the meanings without the use of the native language. Simply. And of course, guys, there are a lot of advantages and disadvantages. I chose only the most important ones. Simply. And this is, guys, our episode for today. See you next time in another method. Bye!